Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 42, week 9 of commercial diving school. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave any comments or questions for me down below. So for today, it was another diving day, second diving day of this week. And today was all about the piping system that the school has. So this piping system consists of 2 pipes that we pulled up from the dive station yesterday. So basically yesterday the pipes were all on the bottom, and we had to find them and then rig them up to the chain fall system, which is basically like a metal arm, and the metal arm can swing over the dock and then it can swing over the water. And so basically we had it over the water, and then we would rig it to a pipe that we found, and then we would bring it up, swing it over the dock, and then set it back down, and then get it out of the way for the next pipe. So we basically did that yesterday, and then once we got all the pipes up topside, today we were able to fit them all together, kind of doing a dry run, making sure that we had all the bolts, making sure we had all the gaskets, and making sure we knew how the pipes were going to go underwater. So once we had them all together, all the gaskets and bolts and pipes all together topside, we went ahead and took it all apart, and then we rigged up one pipe to go down to the bottom, rigged up a second pipe to go down. Once we got those pipes kind of next to each other, they were like this, we needed to get one to move so that they were like this and they were end to end, so that we can put a gasket in the middle and then bolt them together. So once we got that accomplished, we had 2 elbows that go on each side. So an elbow is basically like an elbow, like a 90-degree pipe, and it's about this big, and it's the same diameter as the pipe, so about that big. And though that one I would say is around 100 pounds, one elbow. So we had to basically, once we got one lowered down, and we had to carry it the length of the pipe. So that was a part of the group that I was in, that I was a part of. That was part of our job, was to get the elbow off of the chain fall that got lowered down, and then carry it down the length of the pipe to the other end, and then get it put on. So basically, yeah, like I was saying, once it came down to our group, that was one of our missions. We also worked on the middle section a little bit, trying to make sure we had all the bolts in on that one, and then on the other end, the end closest to the chain fall, that 90-degree, we got a gasket on that one and got all the bolts in that side. So that was basically a rundown of what my group was able to accomplish, and I felt really good about it. I felt like after we were done with our dive, I felt really good. Now I want to talk a little bit about responsibility of our class. Now, the instructor can provide a little bit of help here and there, but it's ultimately up to the group. Like, basically the whole entire class has to come together to figure out their own plan. So it's like, one guy has an idea, speak up, like say, hey, I think this would be a good idea. Everybody, has their input into it, and it can get a little bit difficult sometimes. Like, you can say, hey, I think we should do this, and then someone's like, no, you shouldn't do that, we should do this. And like, literally we can stand there for like 10-20 minutes, like going back and forth, like, what should we do? I don't know, we're just standing there, we're not doing anything yet. Like, so it can be pretty frustrating sometimes. Some people can get frustrated more than others, and you really have to come together and work it out, because at the end of the day, it always works out. But another thing I wanted to talk about was, this was another dive that I felt like I could focus all of my attention on the actual job. The other dive was when we were rigging knots underwater, like when we were kind of being tested and checking off, like, can he do this knot underwater and stuff like that. Along with that dive, this dive felt like all of my attention was on a job and I was getting something done underwater. So that felt really good, but also when you're not doing anything down there, you can get disoriented, like you can lose, your place. You don't know which side is, left, right, which side is north, south. Like you only know pretty much up and down because you're standing on the bottom and your bubbles are going up to the top. So it's easy to get disoriented when you're not working on anything. It's easy to kind of feel like, is there something in the water with me, some kind of, marine life? You can kind of like hear noises going on in the water. So that's when you're not really doing anything in the water. You can kind of get in that kind of state or mode of like, what am I doing down here? But when you're actually working on a job is when it's very, very fun and time just flies by. It barely felt like we were in the water an hour, but so like time just like flew by. But anyways, yeah. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that when you're doing a job underwater, you're picking up from where the last group left off. So you're getting all the information from them, what they were able to accomplish, what they left off on, and then you're taking that and doing as much as you can, and then you're passing it off to the next group. So you really got to work as a team, and which brings me to my next point is that this is really the first time we got to work together in a group, and it's crazy. We're in week 9 of commercial diving school and we haven't really had an opportunity to work together yet. And with that, working with someone can be a little bit frustrating as far as communication, because you can't just talk directly to the person that's 1 foot in front of you. You have to either grab their hand, and because you can't see anything, you have to grab their hand and be like, hey, this is a bolt, hey, can you put this bolt, and like pull their hand down to the hole and be like, can you put this bolt in here, and can you grab like their arms and be like, can you hold on to this, like hold it. Like you're literally trying everything you can to get them to understand what you want them to do, and they're trying to do the same thing to you. So it can be really difficult. The only way you can actually relay a message that's not through like, that kind of communication would be to tell topside to tell them through their comms, hey, they said they want you to do this. And sometimes that is another comms guy, but anyways, yeah, it can be really difficult. And not only were we working in pairs, like one-on-one, but we actually had 3 divers, like me and 2 other divers were like working together on the same thing, which is crazy because it kind of gets pretty crowded underwater pretty fast, especially when you all have umbilicals that like to get wrapped up and twisted and fouled up, they call it, pretty easily. But I don't know why, but today we're just on it and we got a lot accomplished, and we felt pretty good about what we accomplished for today. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow for more stuff that we're getting into and that we're doing. We should be working on the same thing, but we're gonna get more done, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. If you have any comments or questions for me, leave it in the comments down below. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a great one. Peace.